The last room on the dark web. It was 2:00 a.m. Ethan, a 26-year-old programmer, spent most of his nights sitting in front of his computer. He wasn't the type of person who believed in creepy internet stories or urban legends. Until one night, he received an anonymous email. There was only one sentence inside. If you're truly looking for the truth, enter the last room. Below the message was a strange link ending in onion. Ethan had heard about the dark web many times before, but he had never explored it. Curiosity was stronger than fear. He installed the Tor browser and clicked the link. A completely black page appeared. In the center of the screen was a single button, Enter. As soon as he clicked it, a 60-second countdown began. At the bottom of the page, a message appeared. Leave before the timer reaches 0 and nothing will happen. Stay and you'll never be the same again. Ethan laughed. Just another creepy website, he whispered. The countdown reached 0. Suddenly, the screen changed. His own room appeared on the monitor. The same desk, the same lamp, the same coffee mug. Even Ethan himself. But it wasn't a live camera feed. It looked like a recording from just a few minutes earlier. Ethan immediately stood up. He searched the room for hidden cameras. Nothing. His laptop's webcam was completely covered with tape. A cold chill ran down his spine. A new message appeared. Welcome to the last room. A few seconds later, another message. We've always been here before you. He tried closing the website. Nothing worked. The browser froze. Task Manager wouldn't open. The entire computer was locked. Then, a sound came through the speakers. Slow breathing. Heavy. Close. So realistic that Ethan was certain someone was standing behind him. He turned around. Nothing. The room was empty. A chat window suddenly opened. There were only 2 users and typed, "Look to your right." Ethan hesitated. Then he slowly turned his head. The window beside his desk was open. He was absolutely sure he had closed it before entering the website. Another message appeared. Good. Now don't look behind you. That sentence alone made his heart race. People always look when they're told not to. Ethan slowly turned around. Nobody. But his chair had moved a few inches. Screen changed again. The camera view returned. Behind Ethan, a tall shadow was standing perfectly still. He spun around. The room was empty. When he looked back at the monitor, the shadow had taken one step closer. Typed, "He only exists inside the screen." A pause. Then another message. "For now." A few minutes later, every light inside Ethan's house suddenly went out. The neighborhood was still glowing with light. Only his home had fallen into darkness. The monitor became the only source of light. Another message appeared. Answer one question, and you may leave. The question slowly appeared. Who will be the last person to say your name before you die? Ethan frowned. How am I supposed to know that? There was no option to skip. Then he heard footsteps. Downstairs. Slow, heavy. He lived alone, Num wrote. He's coming upstairs. Footsteps became louder. Ethan grabbed a kitchen knife and rushed out of his room. Nobody. But there were wet footprints on the floor. They led directly behind his computer chair. When he turned back toward the monitor, a message appeared. You're too late. The webcam view returned. This time, the shadow was no longer behind him. It was standing directly in front of the camera, facing Ethan. Yet the room around him remained completely empty. Typed, "When the screen and reality become one, the game ends." Terrified, Ethan pulled the power cable from the computer. The monitor went black. Silence. 5 seconds later, the screen turned back on. The computer wasn't even plugged in. For the first time, typed Ethan's full name. Then, his home address, his ID number, a childhood photograph, even a picture of his father's grave. Every detail was real. The final message appeared. We didn't collect your information from the internet. We collected it from your future. A new countdown began. 30, 29, 28. At the bottom of the screen was another sentence. When the timer reaches 0, you'll become one of us. Ethan ran. He left everything behind. His laptop, his phone. He spent the rest of the night wandering the streets until sunrise. When morning finally came, he returned home. The front door was unlocked. Everything looked normal. The computer was off. It was as if nothing had ever happened. He sighed with relief. It was all in my head. He pressed the power button. The computer started normally. Every file, every photo, every document had vanished. Only one folder remained. Its name was Next Sewer. Inside was a single video file, 10 seconds long. Ethan clicked play. A man appeared, sitting at his own computer. He received the exact same anonymous email Ethan had opened the night before. But the man wasn't Ethan. He was someone else. At the end of the video, the stranger looked directly into the camera and said, "If you're watching this, it's your turn to send the link to the next user." The screen faded to black. Just before the monitor went dark, the reflection revealed something horrifying. Standing silently behind Ethan was the same shadow. Only this time, it wasn't trapped inside the screen anymore. It was standing in the room with him. The end. Silence filled the room. Ethan couldn't move. He slowly turned around. Nothing. The shadow was gone. His heart pounded as he searched every corner of the room. Empty. He forced himself to believe it was finally over. Then, his phone vibrated. Unknown number. No caller ID. Hand shaking, he answered. There was only static. Then a distorted voice whispered, "Don't trust the mirrors." The call ended. Ethan looked toward the bathroom across the hallway. The mirror reflected the empty apartment. Everything looked normal until his reflection blinked. He didn't. His blood froze. The reflection slowly smiled. Ethan wasn't smiling. He stumbled backward. The reflection raised one finger to its lips, as if telling him, "Be quiet." Then the reflection turned around and walked away inside the mirror, leaving Ethan's reflection completely gone. The apartment became unnaturally silent. No traffic, no neighbors, no wind, only the ticking of a clock. The clock stopped exactly midnight, even though the sun was shining outside. His laptop powered itself on. The screen displayed a live chat. This time there were hundreds of users online. No usernames, only numbers. One message appeared after another. New subject confirmed. Observation phase complete. Prepare archive 418. Ethan typed, "Who are you?" The chat instantly stopped. Every single user went offline, except one. "Do," a reply appeared. "We're the people who opened the link before you." Another message appeared. "None of us ever left." One last sentence. "Your job is..." A file suddenly downloaded itself. Its name was fnfinal.mp4. Length 0317. The creation date, tomorrow. He opened it. The video showed security camera footage from his apartment. Timestamp, tomorrow, 2:00 a.m. Ethan walked into the room, sat in front of the computer, then smiled. It wasn't a human smile. It was empty, lifeless. He looked into the camera and calmly said, "Thank you for choosing the next user." The screen went black. 3 loud knocks echoed through the apartment. Ethan rushed to the front door. Nobody was there. Only a black envelope. Inside was a single photograph. It showed Ethan standing at his own front door, holding the exact same photograph. The image repeated forever. A photograph inside another photograph. On the back, 6 words were written in red ink. "You've been here many times before." For the first time, Ethan questioned his own memory. What if this wasn't the first time? What if he had already opened the link years ago, and every memory after that had been rewritten? Fragments flashed through his mind. Dark rooms, computer screens, people screaming, the same shadow, watching, always watching. The monitor displayed one final message: connection complete. Every electronic device shut off: phone, lights, television, everything except the monitor. A live webcam feed appeared. A young man was sitting alone in his bedroom. A new email notification appeared. If you're truly looking for the truth, enter the last room. The young man hesitated, then clicked the link. Noon typed one last sentence: your job is finished. The monitor went black. Forever.